The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, City of Laguna Beach small business community. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to the webinar. Please stand by. We're going to begin shortly. We're going to give about another minute and a half as we allow as many attendees as possible to log on. And we are also recording this webinar. So if you miss something or if you know someone who was not able to attend, we will be posting this for the entire city's perusal. Again, thank you all for being here. Please stand by. We're going to start in about a minute and a half. Okay, welcome again to those of you just joining. Welcome Laguna Beach small business community. We're about to get started right now. We have a good number of attendees. If anyone is not able to make it for any reason, we are going to be recording this webinar. So just thank you all for being here. Thank you for helping to keep the city of Laguna Beach strong. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Pro Tem Kemp just to introduce us.
Oh, Sue, you're muted.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Business Assistance Service webinar. And Jeremy, are we going to go through the PowerPoint and I'll get to talk through it? Is that what you want to
do? Mayor Pro Tem, we just thought you can give a brief overview and then we would turn it over to Townsend to discuss the various programs coming online.
Yeah. So just a bit of background. On December 22nd last year, the City Council approved the Business Assistance Service, and with the goal in mind of helping businesses get grant and loan money from county, state, and federal programs. And to do that, Sheree and Jeremy contracted with Townsend Public Affairs. They've been very successful in other California cities getting business assistance program money for various businesses. And we've worked with them quite a bit, and they have quite a good reputation. So the services they're going to be providing, and I know they're going to talk in more detail, is they're going to do one-on-one business needs assessments with businesses starting this month. They'll give guidance and direct support to businesses as people apply for programs. They can address and resolve any application issues you may have, and then ensure businesses about how to comply with state and federal programs. And, I know everybody's been watching the news and the infection rate and all that, but just to let you know, just by comparison, on November 10th, our average cases per 100,000 daily was 5.6, and 2 days ago was 67.8. And the positivity rate in November at that time was only 3.3, and it's 17% now. So you can see that, as we all know, the virus is escalating, making it particularly difficult for all of us. So with that, I'll turn it over, and looking forward to working with all of you, and wish you great success in getting some of this money that's been made available to you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. This is Corey Talkinen, Senior Director at Townsend Public Affairs. Just to give you all a quick overview of who we are. We are a full-service lobbying and grant writing firm that has been focused on working with public agencies for the last 22 years in both Sacramento and Washington, D.C. As the Mayor Pro Tem referenced, we've been working with the City of Laguna Beach for about 7 years now, and we've had a lot of success securing funding as well as advancing policy priorities at the state and federal level. We've also been working on small business assistance with our cities for about the last 10 months throughout the pandemic, and we're excited about the opportunity to be able to work with you all and help you navigate the various opportunities that are available. And with that, I'm going to hand it off to my colleague, Johan, who will be your main point of contact throughout this program and the one that will be interacting with you all directly. So Johan, you're up.
All right. Thank you very much, Corey. Just to give you a brief overview of who we are and what we're able to do for you. My name is Johan Reinders. I'm an associate here at Townsend Public Affairs, and I specialize in grant writing and small business economic development policy. I'm exceedingly passionate about this program, not just with helping the city of Laguna Beach survive the pandemic that's still going on, but also to be resilient to it as we enter 2021. So I'm going to be the primary liaison between our program and the Laguna Beach small businesses. So, but you'll see in a moment, I'm backed up by a phenomenal team, like both made up of our firm and also your own city staff. That includes our state capital director, Casey Elliott, who you see here, who's going to be the primary person monitoring the different legislation that comes from the governor's office, as well as interfacing with our team our federal team located in DC. And then over on the next slide, you see who just spoke, Corey Takinen, who is the Southern California director in your area, the local boots on the ground, along with Eric O'Donnell, Associate Eric O'Donnell, who does a lot of work already with the city of Laguna Beach. So we are going to be the TPA team, just interfacing with the different businesses, with myself as just the primary face, the primary liaison, trying to get you as much information as possible. And then briefly, I'm going to turn over to the city staff themselves.
Hi, yes, this is Jeremy here. I'll just jump in quickly and say a few words. I just want to welcome everyone. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Kemp, Townsend Public Affairs staff, and the small business community here that's dedicated to getting through this year today. And as we all work through the COVID pandemic, I just want to offer up my contact information there. Please don't ever hesitate to contact me with any questions about this or anything city related. Please consider me a point of contact and a resource for you. Thank you.
All right. So now that we've talked about ourselves long enough, let's start talking about what we're able to do for you and your organizations. I'm going to give a brief overview of just how to register for the Business Assistance Service, or BAS as we call it, and what the BAS is going to be doing for you throughout the year throughout the next few months of the year 2021. By the way, feel free to go to the questions function and type in any questions you have. We are going to have a question section, a Q&A section at the end. So feel free to type it at any time that you would like, and we'll try to get to as many as we can at the end. As well, this webinar, just a reminder, is being recorded for your perusal afterwards. So essentially, of Laguna Beach small businesses and nonprofits, who is eligible for you to participate with the BAS? We're looking for any kind of small business, and that includes self-employed, 1099 contractors, as well as nonprofits of any type. And then we're looking for fewer than 500 employees as a criteria to be considered small business, and located within the city of Laguna Beach itself to support the Laguna Beach small business community. So if you meet those three criteria, you are eligible to receive our one-on-one assistance, our guidance through the different COVID-19 programs. And so the way to get started, we highly recommend that you go onto Laguna Beach Businesses and Service website on the city's website. And there is a link there to fill out the Laguna Beach-based business application survey. And that survey will both confirm that you are a small business located within the city of Laguna Beach, as well as it will give us some preliminary information so that we can quickly start helping you. We can quickly identify what your highest needs are, as well as what the major programs are that you are competitive for. And then after that, we will immediately send you some time-sensitive information of the newest programs that are available and a digestible way to get moving on them as quickly as possible. And as well as we will reach out to you to schedule some time for a one-on-one assistance. And so just to break it down, what exactly that we will do for you, we're going to identify your business needs. We're going to work with your business or your nonprofit directly, find out exactly what you need. Now, not just what any sole proprietor needs or what any kind of sandwich shop needs, but exactly what are your problems, whether that is rent or payroll, most likely both, most likely many more things, and try to figure out what programs might best be suited for you. Then we will provide step-by-step instructions for those programs, for the different programs that are coming. I'm sure you've heard of the PPP Round 2 and the California Relief Grant, just to name a few. And we're going to take those very complicated application processes that change sometimes week to week, sometimes even day to day, and we'll try to put them in a digestible format that you can apply for when your small business doesn't necessarily have a whole team of lawyers and a whole team of accountants to do it for you. And then lastly, we're going to be assisting with any agency issues that come up. While we are not able to apply for these programs for you, we do want to be your local human resource. We want to be able to help you address any issues that come up in the application, both while you're applying for it and afterwards. I know that many of you have already received assistance in the form of SBA loans, either through the PPP, and you're working to have that loan be forgiven. And you're also working with the EIDL loan. So not just stuff that we are applying for now, but also stuff that you've applied for and received in the past. We're here to answer any questions you have and try and clear up any items you have. So just to give a quick recap of the last year, on January 25th of last year was the first confirmed COVID-19 case in California. March 27th, a couple months after that, the CARES Act was signed into law, providing $2.2 trillion in the relief package. $349 billion was given to the PPP, the most major program that was done outreach to small businesses. Then April 3rd, round one officially opened. April 27th, another $320 billion was added due to the huge demand across the nation. And then August 8th, the first round of PPP did close. So we've been about 6 months without any more coming, and there was still $140 billion unclaimed by small businesses when it did close. And then as of just most recently, December 27th, the 2021 relief bill was signed into law, bringing in $900 billion for different programs, $325 billion of which was all dedicated to small business. So just to give a brief rundown of the major funding programs that are available to you, the ones that will be most relevant to you. And we're going to try and make sure that your time is kept efficient, not chasing $200 grants and $500 grants, but really aiming for grants and funding assistance that can keep your business afloat, 5,000 or even higher, like with different programs. The top three that we definitely want to bring to your attention that will apply to almost everyone will be, first and foremost, the California Governor's Office of Small Business Advocacy, the California Relief Grant. I'm sure many of you have heard about it already, either through the city or through other means. This is a grant ranging from $5,000 to $25,000 to underserved, very small businesses, nonprofits throughout the state. And the focus is going to be on businesses and industries severely impacted by the shutdown. That includes retail stores, restaurants, bars, and personal care services such as nail salons and hair salons. But even if you are not those specific identified industries, you are still eligible and you can still be competitive if you can demonstrate a large loss in revenue, which I'm sure many, if not most of us can. The deadline was set to be tomorrow. However, there was an unprecedented amount of applications, so they have extended it to January 13th. Some of you applying may have already experienced some headaches in the way that the Lendistry website is formatted. We're here to give as much assistance as we can to try and make that headache as small as possible as you apply for this. And this is just round one. That we are anticipating a second round that will come later in the next couple months. The one that everyone is familiar with, that everyone has applied or tried to apply to before, is the Small Business Administration's Paycheck Protection Program, or the PPP. And so the one approved by the most recent COVID-19 relief bill is the PPP2. So this is designed to give you small business an incentive to keep the workers on payroll, and the loans will be fully forgiven if at least 60% is used on payroll, which is relaxed from the original 75%. And then there's several other additions given by the SBA and also by this new relief bill that try to make your life easier as you apply for this and as you apply for forgiveness, including simplified rules of forgiveness for anyone with under $150,000 in the loan, which should be the majority of applicants. So the PPP2, the SBA has released guidelines. However, the individual lenders that you apply to, the banks, whether that's Wells Fargo or Bank of America, or even smaller credit unions, they have not yet begun accepting new applications. So as soon as those applications from bank lenders go live, we are going to be sending out announcements that Laguna Beach small businesses should apply as quickly as possible, and prepare for that. And the deadline to keep an eye out for is March 31st, 2021. That is the deadline when they will stop accepting applications, pending an extension to that by Congress. And then the last one that many people may have worked with is the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, or PUA. And this is an extension of regular California unemployment that's extended to people who wouldn't normally qualify, such as business owners who just have who run a mom and pop shop or a small business, and they don't have their own salary. They draw from whatever money is available. Self-employed workers, 1099 workers, independent contractors, they are absolutely eligible for this. And also anyone who is out of business as a direct result of the pandemic. So that is currently open for applications, and that's a very important one for small businesses and also micro businesses of just one or two people running a store. One thing I definitely want to clarify is while the definition of small business is 500 or lower, small business does include individuals. If you are self-employed or an independent contractor, you are considered a small business, and all three of these are eligible to you. So I just want to make sure that is clarified. There is help out there for you, and we're gonna for small businesses of all sizes, we want to make sure that there's something to assist you with. So with that, that is the brief overview of the different funding opportunities that are on the horizon. With the soonest one being the California Relief Grant due this Wednesday. There will be many other programs that we're going to make you aware of, and try to give you as much information to be as competitive as possible. We're going to open it up to questions now for about the next 30 minutes or so. Just please type in as many questions as you would like, and we'll try to answer as many as we can. I do have a couple of them off the bat. The first one, for those of you who are applying for the California Relief Grant, there's a question regarding previous grants you've received. For those of you who are following along with the grant, it's Section 6, Question 6. And there's been some question of whether when you declare if you've won previous grants, if you should include the Paycheck Protection Program or the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. So we just want to say categorically no. Those are not grants. To be as competitive as possible for the California Relief Grant, do not say yes if you have received the PPP or the EIDL, because those are not considered grants. They are considered loans, even though the PPP is forgivable. Likewise with the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, so that is unemployment. It is not a grant. So just to make yourself as competitive as possible for Section 6, Question 6 of the California Relief Grant, do not click that. Do not say yes for that. Then another question that we have here is there any assistance for landlords? I know that in the last round in 2020, the last salvo of assistance programs, there was a lot of frustration among landlords of just being shut out of the PPP and being shut out of many SBA programs. We apologize. Unfortunately, many grants and many funding programs will consider landlords to be "quote unquote" passive income as opposed to employment or a job. But we are still here to help you in any way we can. One option is the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, where it extends unemployment benefits so that you can keep your livelihood and keep going, even though you're not able to work or not able to collect income. Let me see. I'm going to go through a couple of the questions here. Here we go. Are there any funds for restaurant property owners? PPP basically takes care of the tenant, but there never seems to be any dollars for landlords. So I'll answer both of those questions. The first one: are there any funds? There are funds for restaurants that can help the tenant be able to help you. As I said before, unfortunately, there's not a multitude of programs for landlords. I would direct you to the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, and please reach out to us. We will definitely be trying to give you as much guidance as possible to get as much money as you can. Let's go find another question. I've been holding off applying to the recent California Small Business Grant Program until we had this meeting. Can you help me? Yes, that is exactly what we're here for. I understand that many of you, when you find a relief grant or some kind of relief funding program, it is daunting. The programs are a mess, and the applications can be a mess. So we're here to untangle that for you. Some of you may have already received from the chamber, from the city, our email blast on how to apply for the California Relief Grant. And so we try to break it down into as digestible steps as possible for you. And we're also, and if you start running into any issues, we're here to be a human resource for you. We understand that the SBA has largely just stopped answering phone calls, and the unemployment office has largely just screened all phone calls. We're here to try and get your answers, try and get your questions answered as quickly as possible. Let's see. Oh, actually, Jeremy, this is one that I'd like to turn over to you. Question: when does Laguna Beach announce its grant recipients?
Jeremy, I'm going to interrupt really quick here. So this is
Sure.
Sheree Dupuy, Assistant City Manager. Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for being here. A couple of things I just want to add is that all of the services that Thousands is providing you is completely free of charge to you. And we are not, the city is not going to be using any information that you provide to Thousand as part of the survey that you complete to let them know how they can help you. We are not going to be seeing that information. It's not information that's shared with us. It's completely private. And it's only to help Thousands to assist you in identifying what are the best grants and loans programs for you. So please use them and reach out to them, set up your one-on-one meetings with them, and they're here to help you.
Thank you, Sheree.
And now, thank you. And I'm gonna let now Jeremy answer the grant question.
Sure, yes. Good afternoon again. So to answer, this is referring to the LB Cares grant. The application closed on the 5th. We'll be providing notification late afternoon, early evening today. So expect a notification via the email you provided during the application process sometime in the next couple of hours here. We'll be getting that out. And then Johan, quickly, just also to stress on, in order to get the one-on-one assistance, you do need to complete that survey. Otherwise, Townsend cannot connect with you. That's the way that will get the ball rolling for you to get that one-on-one consultation. That is on the city's website, the link to apply to this if you haven't done so already. I will speak with our website team and make sure we pin that right on the homepage so it's easy to find after this meeting. But you must apply in order to receive the one-on-one benefit.
Thank you, Sheree. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, it's very important to stress. We are not going to be billing you hourly. This is free assistance given to the residents of Laguna Beach and the small business of Laguna Beach. And just Jeremy said, if you fill out that survey, it'll give us the tools to be able to assist you as quickly as possible to know what your businesses and your nonprofits' needs are.
And Johan, I'm sorry to jump in again.
Yeah.
I forgot the last part regarding the LB Cares grant. So as I mentioned, notification will be coming in the next couple of hours. If you indicated that you want your check mailed to you, that will be going in the mail tomorrow or over the weekend, likely tomorrow. And then if you elected to pick up your award, if awarded from City Hall, the notification will contain further instructions on where and when, but that'll likely open up and be available to you tomorrow afternoon at City Hall. Again, those instructions will be outlined within the notification if you are awarded.
Thank you, Jeremy. Moving on with the questions that you have for us, I have a question. Can the PPP be used for independent contractors? Categorically, yes, absolutely. We're going to be able to help you with that. But there are several programs that are available to independent contractors. You are considered a small business. Next question. Can you help us with PPP loan forgiveness from the previous one in 2020? Yes, we are also here for that. We're not just here to help for new programs. We're here to make sure that you understand and are still in compliance with any old programs that you have successfully achieved. And we will be periodically sending out announcements that include the latest from SBA on how to get those streamlined forgiveness, those easier ways of forgiveness, including the most recent one that's easier forgiveness for any loans, any PPP loans under 150. I'm sorry, 150,000. So I see one question. I believe this is in reference to the California Relief Grant. What if I already said yes on my application? Will they give me an opportunity to explain myself? So for the California Relief Grant, unfortunately, no. Once you have submitted the text portion, the portion before uploading your documents, once you've submitted that application, you cannot change it. We can definitely work offline with you for a solution. It's the website. The website warns not to make multiple applications because it will slow down the review process. However, we do recommend as a last resort if you do not fill out if you don't upload the documents, thereby completing your application, it will be immediately disqualified. So it may be possible to start a new one by a new email. But we stress that's a last resort as it will slow down the review process for the California grant, the California Relief Grant. Next question. Other than the California Relief Grant, the LB Cares Grant, PPP Round 2, and PUA, are there any Orange County or other opportunities for small business grants? So absolutely, that's going to be our job, is not just showing you the big stuff coming out of Congress and coming out of the unemployment office, but also showing you things closer to home, whether that's local grants available on the county level, the regional level, as well as private grants from different foundations. And again, we're going to try to keep your time as efficient as possible, not chasing $500 grants, but chasing $5,000 grants that can keep your business afloat. But so that is something that we will be providing as they're announced. And so we'll be sending out email blasts, and we'll also be identifying with you which ones you're best suited for. Next question. Are funds available for purchasing new business equipment and vehicles? So that there are several grant programs that will qualify to purchase equipment, but they're going to want to focus on equipment that quote unquote allows you to operate during the pandemic. So, for example, the California Relief Grant, it has a wide range of things you can spend it on. That includes payroll, that includes rent, that also includes any kind of equipment you need to facilitate delivery, delivery or curbside pickup or just social distance service of any kind. So the California Relief Grant is eligible for certain kinds of equipment. Vehicles we will have to meet offline and research on. That's going to be very specific. Most of the COVID-19 programs will not facilitate vehicles, but there are some options that we could explore with you depending on your business's exact needs. Next question. I have applied for the California Small Business Grant, and they have acknowledged through email stating I receive a password to the Lendistry site to upload my documents. I applied December 30 and still not have received passwords to access. So what we recommend with this, if you applied now more than a week before and you have still not received a confirmation email, we would definitely recommend that you check the email that you applied with, check the spam folder and look for no-reply at mylendistry.com and see if it was accidentally sent via spam. You should have at least received a confirmation email once you submitted the text portion of the application. Some kind of email saying that, thank you for applying, we will send you a username and password soon. If you did not receive that, that means that something went wrong with your connection to the website. Something went wrong with your application, and they did not receive it at all. And I would recommend trying again with the same email, or using a new email to start a new application, just to see if that first confirmation email will come through. That first confirmation should come through almost immediately after you complete the application, and then your username and password should be delivered to you within about 24 to 48 hours. Again, if you have any issues with it, please reach out to us and we'll try to rectify it if we can. Here's a question. Would a business owner who is still open be able to apply for unemployment, or does the business need to be closed? This is a great question. So if you are able to operate in some capacity, whether that's at full capacity or less than full capacity, at half capacity, if you are partially unemployed, so to speak, you are eligible for unemployment. Unemployment does register both full unemployment, where you can't work at all, or partial employment, if that's some variation, if it's you're only at 75% capacity or 50% capacity, or in some cases almost none at all. So yes, you a business owner would still be eligible if you can in good faith demonstrate that you have lost normal levels of business, normal levels of work. Next question in regards to the California Relief Grant. I was able to apply for the grant, but still unable to upload my documents. Again, look. Another item is the reason that the California Relief Grant was extended to next Wednesday is because they received an unprecedented amount of applicants and quickly crashed their website servers. So they've added more servers to allow for the influx of California small businesses. And they did start accepting. They froze uploading documents for a few days, and they have now reopened that as of yesterday, as of January 6th. So definitely check your spam folder in your inbox from any emails from Lendistry giving you a new password, allowing you to log in and to now upload your documents. If you are not receiving any if you're not receiving any information on how to upload your documents, definitely reach out to us. We'll see if we can help. It may be a case of you did not successfully submit your application because of some issue with the website. So we'll be able to help that as best we can. Okay, perfect question. How do we sign up for a one-on-one business needs assessment with the BAS? So what you will definitely want to do, as we've said before, you will definitely want to go to the Laguna Beach website and go to the page that describes the business assistance service, the BAS, and there will be a survey that you can fill out. There's a link that goes to a survey, and that survey is very important because that is how we get in touch with you. It'll give us your contact information so that we can reach out to you and schedule a business needs assessment, as well as it will give us some very important information on preliminary information on what your needs are, the type of business you are, the type of industry that you work in, and also where you can share with us your biggest needs so that we can quickly identify what you're looking for.
Hey, Johan, this is Sheree. Can you post the link on the chat box that the attendees are seeing?
Absolutely.
I know my chat box is different, but if you can post it there so they can see it, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. I will do that for you all.
And Johan, I have a quick link. I think that's a little less cumbersome than the URL. So let me see if I can give me 20
absolutely.
seconds.
Okay. If one of you can post that, that'd
Definitely.
be great.
Definitely. I'll leave that to Jeremy. I'll keep going through questions. Let's see. Here we go. There's a question. As a nonprofit, we do not have owners. How should we answer the percent of ownership 0 to 100%? I totally understand the confusion with that. On the again, I believe this is in reference to the California Relief Grant. The website very clearly states that for-profit businesses and nonprofit organizations are eligible. So that is correct. Nonprofits are absolutely eligible. However, the website is not the most user-friendly, and they did not include a separate section for nonprofits. So the person you should put under ownership should be any individual with executive authority, anyone who is allowed to make binding commitments such as loans or accepting grants. So whoever your executive officer or your financial officer is would be acceptable to put in that section.
Johan, quickly, I actually don't have that link readily available, and I can't publish it to the attendee list if you don't mind posting that to the
problem.
chat box.
I'll find that. Here we go. I'll have that in just a moment if I can. In fact, actually, I'll put it right here where everyone can see. Actually,
If you can put it on the Q&A slide, that'd be awesome. I'm sure everybody can follow up, but since we are recording this, it would be great to have it there.
Yeah, so it's on there, and then I can also post it to the presentation itself.
Perfect. Thanks, Johan.
Yeah, no problem at all. So we're just going to post that there for you there. It's lagunabeachcity.net/business/small business assistance services program with underscores. And I've also posted that to the chat for everyone to access. Okay, next question we can ask. So for the California Relief Grant, what time period of expenses paid does this cover? From our reading of the grant, from our understanding of it, there is no period. There's no performance period, and there's no official reporting that you have to do. They do highly recommend that you keep records for the next 3 years, just in case. But once you demonstrate the need, and you also deliver a certification, basically a good faith confirmation that you will not use these funds inappropriately. There is no reporting process, and there is no performance period that you have to meet. They'll just deliver the funds to you. Next question. Can SBA EIDL loans be forgiven? Unfortunately, no, they cannot. The economic injury disaster loans, the EIDL loans administered by the Small Business Administration, they have to be paid back. They do have a fixed annual rate, and they're able to be paid over a term of 30 years. And if you're able to pay it sooner, there is no prepayment penalties or fees. But the EIDL cannot be forgiven. The PPP is the only SBA loan that can be forgiven. Here's a good question. I am a self-employed graphic artist working every day. Many of my clients are nonprofits, and I help them even though they can't afford to pay me. What assistance is open to me? So certainly the top 3 that I listed are open to you. The California Relief Grant, you are open for that, and you're most likely very competitive due to the loss of revenue that you can demonstrate. The PPP is open once again to independent contractors and to self-employed individuals, and then as well, the pandemic unemployment assistance was specifically designed for business owners, self-employed, and other people who are not normally accessible to unemployment. Here we go. About PPP eligibility for independent contractors for forgiveness. This is a very good question. About PPP eligibility for independent contractors for forgiveness. 60% must be payroll. I have no employees as an independent contractor. How do I meet that requirement? So, perfect question. Perfect question for this. The answer for it is you are your own employee. So, as long as you spend 60% on yourself as the employee, it will be forgiven. Obviously, as a self-employed individual, it's very easy just to spend 100% on that. The other 40% is possible to be spent on other items such as rent or utilities. But in the case of an independent contractor or a self-employed person, you can just give 100% to yourself as payroll over the course of the 24 weeks that you're allowed to. And actually, on this topic of PPP, I'd like to mention that anyone who has received the PPP last year in 2020, you can be eligible for PPP round 2. You can be eligible for a second round of PPP. In order to be eligible, you will have slightly tighter requirements. They drop the number of employees from 500 to 300 if you want to go for a second round, and you have to show evidence that you have lost 25% of your normal revenue or more compared to 2019. So if you can demonstrate that 25% or more revenue loss, you will be eligible to have a second round of PPP. Yeah, and then can you please give the link for making a one-on-one appointment? Yes, that is currently in the chat. So please access that website, and there is a large blue banner saying apply. Apply for the BAS, and then once you fill out your information, we'll be able to get in touch with you. Okay, here's a question I'd like to throw to Jeremy, if possible. LB Cares only applied if you have a storefront. I do all my business in Laguna Beach, but I am a mobile business. I don't understand why I'm eligible. Is there any assistance that I can receive?
Well, I think that each of these grants have different requirements. There was specific requirements for the LB Cares grant that you might not have fit into it in this particular round, but as Johan and the rest of the Townsend team has alluded to during this webinar, there's other programs out there that you likely would fit into and would be a good fit for your business. And it's crucial that you schedule that one-on-one to be able to identify those for your business.
Yeah, and I will stress again. I totally understand that a lot of self-employed and a lot of at-home entrepreneurs have felt left out. But the majority of, even though it's not properly advertised to you around the different programs, the majority of programs are absolutely eligible to self-employed individuals, to sole proprietors, to people who just run the store just by themselves, perhaps in their home. And we'll be able to interface with you on how to reach those. Yeah, same question. We are a tech startup with no paid employees. Does that preclude us from the PPP program? No, that does not preclude you. You are eligible. You are, if you are a sole proprietor or a self-employed, you are your own employee. You are an employee of one, and you're eligible. I'm sure there's going to be a question about how you calculate 2.5 months of a payroll, since you don't have a payroll. You're just a single individual. What you will do is you will take your what you report as revenue. And then there's a specific tax document that we'll be able to locate. It's different for different businesses, but essentially whatever you report as your own taxes, that is what from the business, that is what you will register, and that's what you'll calculate your 2.5 months off of. Next question. While using the Lendistry website, I have uploaded all the documents, but the website notes that the application is being reviewed while waiting for the documents. Are they having a problem with their website, or should I ignore this? We have had this. This is the question actually we received the most in the last couple of days, where you follow everything that they've done, and you upload the document, but it still doesn't give you a clean bill of health. It doesn't give you a nice green completed sign. We are currently looking into this. Our current recommendation is you stand by. If on the application you see green boxes on all of the documents, all the documents required, your driver's license and your proof of incorporation, and your 2019 tax records, and the business certification, the application certification. If you have uploaded all of those and it registers it as uploaded, please stand by. You should be completely good to go. But we're looking at we're reaching out to Lendistry to see if we can get some confirmation on how you can know for absolutely sure that you're going to make that Wednesday deadline. Next question. Hello, I just learned about the BAP, the BAS grant application. Do I still have time to apply for it, and will you be able to help me with it? So if I think I understand your question, I'll answer this for both. If you're speaking in reference to our business assistance that we give you, the one-on-one assistance we give you, yes, you can sign up at any time. There is no deadline. We're going to help Laguna Beach small businesses as much as we can. Please go to that link provided, and fill out a survey. And once the city staff does verify that you are Laguna Beach based small business, we'll be reaching out to you and we'll be sending you as much information as possible. If you're speaking in reference specifically to this California relief grant administered by the state that is due on Wednesday, there is still time. The original deadline was tomorrow, but due to the number of applications they received, the Office of Small Business Advocacy extended it to next Wednesday, January 13th at midnight. So you definitely still have time to apply. We recommend that you do.
Johan, just to jump in quickly, I just wanted to let the group know as well. I just spoke with our digital media coordinator, Jennifer Chapman, who wanted me to pass along to everybody that she has pinned the link to apply to the Small Business Assistance service right on the city's homepage. So you should be able to find that right there, right in the middle of the homepage under the What's New section.
Fantastic. Okay, here's a perfect question that we've received a lot. When you receive a grant, you have to pay taxes on that money, correct? If you receive a forgivable loan, do you have to pay taxes on that money? That is correct in almost all cases. That's one thing that small businesses should be aware of. That you will pay taxes on almost all of these programs, on unemployment, on loans, on almost all of these programs. You should expect to pay taxes. There are a couple of exceptions that we'll be able to explain to you on a case-by-case basis. But as a rule of thumb, please be prepared to pay taxes for almost all assistance that you receive. Okay, perfect question. I assume this is in relation to the California Relief Grant. How do you demonstrate loss of income? So for the California Relief Grant, they're going to ask for your 2019 tax returns, and then once and they're going to upload that, and they will, if you are selected as a finalist, they're also going to ask for a couple more a little bit more documentation just to verify yourself. And with that, you will be submitting 2020 quarterly reports or any kind of financial records from 2020. We totally understand that the official taxes may not be filed by that point, but the grant will be accepting what they call good faith reports. So even if you've not officially filed it with your accountant, you'll still be able to use whatever financial records you have for quarterly reports. Okay, perfect question. When will PPP2 be opening for enrollment? So as of yesterday, as of Tuesday night, the Small Business Administration did release their preliminary guidance on it, their interim guidance on the new system. However, as many of you have experienced from the 2020 applications, you do not apply directly through the Small Business Administration. You apply through private lenders, and so we are currently waiting for the different banks to process the PPP guidance and start reopening their applications. I know that many of you from last year have probably experienced some frustration as you tried to apply to your normal larger banks like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, etc. And because of the hundreds of thousands of businesses applying nationwide, these larger banks were inundated with applications. So just as another option that is possible, there are several credit unions that are eligible to make loans, as well as what the SBA terms financial technology companies or fintech companies, such as PayPal, Intuit, QuickBooks, Cabbage, Square, many of organizations that U.S. small businesses have worked with. And in our experience, we've reported a lot of success with working with those fintech companies, those fintech companies, as well as your local credit union that is signed up to administer these PPP loans. But as soon as we receive word that these lenders are open for business for applying for PPP2, we will be sending out urgent announcements encouraging you to apply and giving you the best tools to apply. Here's a question. I kind of answered it, but I'll kind of answer it in this context. Regarding PPP round 1, I am self-employed and got PPP 1 and also pandemic unemployment. So I did have loss of income, but when I add my unemployment received, my income did not drop. How do I account for this in applying for PPP 2? So this is a very good question, and it's definitely one that I'll want to talk with you offline about and talk in your business needs assessment and see how we can help. But I think this is one that many self-employed people might have encountered, where you receive PPP as well as unemployment, which you are eligible to do as long as they do not overlap. You absolutely can do. You absolutely could have done that in 2020. However, unfortunately, the unemployment will count against your drop in revenue. So the advantages that you may have gotten the PUA. But the disadvantages, it may preclude you from getting PPP2. That's something that we'll want to help you calculate. But essentially, you're going to want to calculate at least a 25% drop in revenue for a specific quarter. That's a specific quarter of your choosing in order to be eligible. So we'll be able to help with that with you offline. But the unemployment will count against that. Okay. Very good question. We started a business in August 1st, 2019. Is that going to affect our chances of getting some of these grants? So for some of them, yes, it will depend grant to grant. I know that for this California Relief Grant, you are most likely precluded. They're looking for people who've existed for more than 1 year before the start of the pandemic, what they usually term as February 2020. So some of these grants you will be precluded from applying for. However, there's some that you are not. Certainly, the pandemic unemployment assistance, you will be eligible for that, and your employees will be eligible for that if that is an issue. But we'll be helping you identify that when your business started and which ones that you should which relief grant programs you should be focusing on. For your 2019 tax return, has many pages. Sorry, I'm going to phrase this again. My 2019 tax return folder has many pages. Will I copy the first page or send all the pages. I would recommend sending all the pages to be safe, unless directed otherwise by a certain grant. Unless the California Relief Grant says just submit the summary, I would be prepared to submit the entire one. And then the last one, here's one. When pandemic unemployment assistance asks for income weekly, is that net? If the owner took no draw because the expenses were met, is the answer 0? So our current understanding of unemployment is you do log your gross, but obviously let me rephrase that. You report what you were to take home. So for normal employees, if they had tax withholdings, they would report that. And they would there's a question within unemployment to state whether it is including taxes or not. For individuals who take no draw, who have no salary but draw from the company, we would recommend that you use your tax records, and for different organizations it'll be different forms. But the ones that you report your earnings, it'll be one of the forms that reports your earnings as the business owner, and that will be. But if you took no draw because no expenses were met, the answer would be 0. That does not necessarily preclude you from receiving unemployment, but it would state that your previous income for a time period was 0. That is all the questions that I see. I will give it a few more minutes if anyone would type in any more. Once again, this webinar will be it is being recorded, and it will be posted for your perusal. As well as if you have any other further questions, you will be able to contact us. But please do so through this website, the Laguna Beach City Business Assistance Services. And so if once you sign up for that, and then you are verified to be a Laguna Beach based small business, your information will be sent to us, and we'll be able to help you. And again, just to reiterate what was said before, this is a completely free program provided to you by the city. And all of your information, all your proprietary information, is kept confidential. We are not sharing with everybody. We are not selling your data to send you ads. We are here to help your business stay afloat. Okay, here's a question. I may have accidentally submitted our survey twice. If you're speaking in reference to the business assistance program, that's no problem. We'll handle that. Either you will not get in trouble for that. If you're speaking in reference to the California Relief Grant administered by the state itself, they do ask that you do not submit multiples, but you will not necessarily be disqualified. Just make sure that you do not upload documents for both, if that's what you're referencing. Question: if I filled out the Townsend survey, will they contact me, or do I need to contact them? You are welcome to send us any questions that you have. Once we receive your information via the survey, the first thing we'll do is we will send you a torrent of salient information that you should know immediately, such as time-sensitive grant applications or general information that is good for you to know. So first we will send that out, and we will also coordinate when to have a one-on-one business needs assessment. But feel free to send us any questions, and we will answer them as quickly as possible. Okay, here's a question. I received pandemic unemployment. I did not receive it until recently. Notified that my account is suspended due to potential fraudulent activity. Not sure what to do, just waiting. I understand that a lot of you may have experienced this, and you may have seen on the news reports that the EDD was concerned. There was potential fraud activity across several accounts, and so several of your unemployment claims were mysteriously closed. There should be a way to rectify that, and we're gonna help work you through that. There are ways to communicate with the EDD, even though currently they have their phone lines cut off. So your individual situation may be different, but we're gonna work with you to make sure that you can reach out to EDD and rectify that, whether that's through some appeal process or through starting a new application entirely. So okay, here's a question. Unemployment, or the PUA, is not allowing me to certify since December 27th. Have they reestablished the system since the new stimulus package was approved? So yes, they have. We would definitely recommend that you check today or tomorrow and see if the certification has reactivated. Unfortunately, because there was a delay in the 2021 relief bill being officially signed into law, that interrupted the unemployment process. So that's why you weren't able to certify. Definitely check and see if it's available now or in the next couple of days. Otherwise, we will work with you to submit a new application and restart it due to that interruption. Okay, I'm going to give it just another minute. I'll take 2 more questions, and then we will end it here. Again, thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate your efforts as small businesses to keep Laguna Beach strong.
Johan, while those last 2 questions are coming in, I would just like to take a quick second to also thank you and your team for putting this together today. I've myself even learned so much valuable information, and on behalf of the city and everybody attending today, on behalf of the city council and the city staff, we really are concerned about the business community. We want everyone to get through this, and I hope that you're all feeling a little bit better today, knowing that help is on the horizon, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel here. So thank you, everybody, for your participation. Again, any questions, please don't hesitate to contact myself, as well as the Townsend staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. I'm not seeing any new questions come in. Once again, once you fill out the survey on the Laguna Beach website, we will be able to get in touch with you, and you'll be able to ask any questions you may have regarding your specific needs. And again, this website is going to be recorded for you to look at. Again, thank you all for the hard work that you do. We're here just sending out information, but you're the ones really with the boots on the ground doing the hard work. So thank you all very much. Thank you, City Council. Thank you, City staff. And then we will be in touch with all of you. If there's nothing else, then we will adjourn. All right. Thank you very much. And then we will send you a link. We'll have a link sent out to review this recording. All right.
Thanks, and I'll put that on the same website, the Small Business Assistance Service website. This video can be found there. We'll probably post a link there.
All right. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye. Oh.